Hello, my name is Rick Armendariz, and I am the Deputy Chief for the Anaheim Police Department. This critical incident community briefing is intended to provide you with information about an officer-involved shooting that occurred on Saturday, August 29, 2020, in the 2500 block of East Ward Terrace. You're about to see relevant video footage, photographs, as well as hear audio recordings and other related evidence so you have a better understanding of what occurred. A death related in an officer-involved shooting is a tragic event for everyone, for our officers, for our community, and for the family members of those involved. These incidents demand the highest level of scrutiny and rightfully are a matter of public concern. The Anaheim Police Department conducts exhaustive investigations following any officer-involved shooting. The investigation related in this incident is still ongoing and could take up to 1 year to complete. With that in mind, we withhold judgment and do not draw any conclusions about whether or not our officers acted within our policies and in accordance with the law until all the facts are known and the investigations are complete. A word of caution: the images and footage you're about to see may be disturbing. When a police officer uses force to arrest a suspect or defend against an attack, it can be graphic and difficult to watch. In addition, there may be some strong language used by those shown on the video. Viewer discretion is advised, especially for young children and sensitive viewers.
I'm Sergeant Jacob Gallagher with the Anaheim Police Department Professional Standards Section. I'm going to provide you with a brief overview of an incident that occurred on Saturday, August 29, 2020. On that date, at approximately 7:45 p.m., Anaheim police officers responded to the 2500 block of East Ward Terrace in an effort to locate and arrest the male pictured here, Jesse Nava. Mr. Nava had an active felony arrest warrant for sexually assaulting a young girl. In addition to the warrant, officers were made aware that Mr. Nava was a documented gang member and had prior arrests for extremely violent felonies. Officers responded to where they believed they could locate Mr. Nava and learned he was not in the area. Contact was made with those who knew his whereabouts, and arrangements were made for officers to be notified when he returned. Because of Mr. Nava's extremely violent past, a de-escalation tactic, a ruse, was used to encourage Mr. Nava to return to the Ward Terrace location. As a part of this tactic, Mr. Nava was aware he was going to be speaking with APD officers. At approximately 9:20 p.m., officers received information that Mr. Nava had returned to the area, so they too returned to the area to make contact with him. Officers began speaking with Mr. Nava and attempted to take him into custody. The following is a portion of the police radio traffic at the time officers contacted Mr. Nava.
343.
343.
We'll get with Jesse Nava. 32 for GC1.
Is there an apartment number?
Front of a...
74. 343. Units 10-3 for East Ward Terrace, 324 3 unemployment tree route code 3. 372 outpost. 72 copy.
No, he's got a knife in his hand, trying to stab us.
343 copy, 998, subject has a knife in his hand trying to stab officers. 372, second medic. Movement started.
He's not complying, just deployed taser. Still has a knife in his hand. So far, officers code 4 trying to stab us, so we'll do that now.
Copy, he's not complying, still has the knife. Officers are code 4 as of now.
All Anaheim Police Patrol officers are equipped with body-worn cameras. Per Anaheim Police Department policy, all body-worn cameras must be worn in a forward-facing position that facilitates comprehensive recordings of contacts and/or incidents. You are about to view body-worn camera footage from that perspective. It is important to keep in mind that body-worn cameras are an investigative tool, and like any device, they have limitations. Body-worn cameras do not necessarily capture everything an officer sees, just like a body-worn camera may capture something an officer does not see. Further, body-worn cameras do not have the ability to depict what an officer is feeling or experiencing during a given incident. The body-worn camera footage you are about to see is from the primary officer. Officers began speaking with Mr. Nava and attempted to take him into custody pursuant to the sexual assault warrant. In response, Mr. Nava violently resisted, produced a large knife, and an altercation ensued that ultimately resulted in an officer-involved shooting. After the officer-involved shooting, Mr. Nava attempted to get up and crawl towards officers while continuing to hold the large knife. Mr. Nava was given numerous commands to drop the knife, however, he failed to follow the commands of the officers. In response, a taser was deployed. The taser was not effective, and Mr. Nava continued to hold the large knife in his hand. Because he continued to hold the large knife and ignored all commands to discard it, less lethal beanbag munitions were deployed. Mr. Nava eventually dropped the knife and assumed a position in which an officer could safely approach him. At that time, an officer approached Mr. Nava and kicked the knife out of arm's reach. The following footage is from the primary officer's body-worn camera. In addition to watching the video, pay close attention to what the officer verbalizes as he articulates his observations.
Alright, thank you. Hey guys. Sorry for bugging you so much. Your mom said you're at a party in... Where?
At a party? High school.
Do you have your ID on you so I can verify your identification?
So you have the guy in handcuffs?
Yeah.
Apartment number?
How did he get caught?
What's that?
How did he get caught?
I'm sorry. Do you mind? I'm just going to speak to him real quick. Do you mind just going over? I'm going to show you... So I have some checks that I'm going to show you in my car, okay?
Okay.
So he got caught.
Yeah.
So here, real quick, bro.
Wait.
Get out of the way! No!
Don't get up, dude!
Yes, please!
Get on the ground, bro!
Get on the
Don't do
fucking
it!
ground!
Don't do it!
Get on the ground!
Don't do it! Drop the knife! Drop
Drop
it!
the fucking knife!
Drop it!
Come back!
Drop the fucking knife, dude! I'll shoot you again! Are you alright? Hey, are you alright? Put the fucking knife down! Let me see your hand!
Drop it!
Dude, I'm gonna fucking shoot you, man. Stop. Dude, put the fucking knife down.
Drop it, bro! Don't do this, man!
Hey, I'm gonna go get the less lethal.
Yeah.
Now drop him the knife.
Put the fucking knife down, dude. Stop, dude. I'm gonna fucking shoot you and kill you if you don't stop. Put the fucking knife down.
He's just sitting up right now.
Put the fucking knife down. Put it down. Put it fucking down, dude. Hey, listen to me, man. Listen, you don't need to die right now.
Bro!
You don't need to fucking die right now.
Drop the knife!
Do it again. Do it again.
Drop the knife, dude!
Put the fucking knife down.
Put the knife down!
Put it down. Crawl towards me. I'm good. I'm good. I haven't checked myself, but I think I'm good. Crawl towards me, Jesse. Jesse, crawl. Crawl away from the knife, dude. Hey, just stand by right here. Get a shield up here. Get a shield up here. Get a shield. I don't care. Get a fucking shield. We're not going up here without a shield.
Down on the ground now. He has dropped the knife. It's on his feet.
Hey, somebody watch our 6.
Let's get a med kit up here. Just crawl over towards us, buddy.
Crawl towards us, man. You don't need to die right now. Crawl over here. Crawl.
We don't want to hurt you, okay? We don't want to hurt you. We want to give you some help. Crawl over towards us.
Don't make it hurt.
Crawl over towards us. We want to help you,
Jesse,
buddy.
crawl over, man. Listen to me, dude. I don't want you to die right now. Crawl over.
All over here.
Jesse. Jesse, crawl, man. Hey, get the fuck out of here! Go that way! Go that way! Jesse! Jesse, I want to help you, man. I need you to crawl over to the curb. Do it. Hey!
Hey, you got a couple options.
Listen, hey, they're gonna come from this side and kick the knife.
Let's go.
Alright, hey, pick up now.
Hold on. I'll go over to Sanchez. Sanchez, you ready?
Yeah.
The following is an evidentiary photograph of the knife Mr. Nava had in his possession. The following images were taken from the primary officer's body-worn camera. You will now see the body-worn camera footage from the secondary officer. During the altercation, the secondary officer's body-worn camera was knocked off of his uniform and landed lens up, preventing the camera from capturing any additional footage of the incident. The video you will see is from the point at which officers contact Mr. Nava until shortly after the camera falls to the ground.
How did he get caught?
What's that?
How did he get caught?
I'm just going to speak to him. You mind just coming over? I'm going to show you. So I have some checks that I'm going to show you in my car.
Okay.
So he got caught.
Yeah.
So you're real quick, bro.
Yes, please. No, yes, please. No, Jesse!
Kill him, Chris! Stop resisting! Oh, he's got a gun! He's got a gun!
Why you low?
Immediately after the scene was rendered safe, and when officers could safely approach Mr. Nava, medical aid was provided, including the application of dressings and chest seals. Anaheim Fire and Rescue personnel were requested at the time the shooting occurred. Paramedics arrived a short time later and assumed care of Mr. Nava. He was then transported to a local hospital. At the time he was transported, he was alert and speaking with officers and medical personnel. Mr. Nava passed away the following morning.
In the city of Anaheim, when a critical incident such as an officer-involved shooting occurs, 3 simultaneous investigations are immediately initiated. The Orange County District Attorney's Office conducts the primary investigation into the actions of the involved officers to determine whether their actions were within the law. The Anaheim Police Department's Homicide Detail investigates criminal conduct of any potential suspects prior to or during the incident. The third is an internal administrative investigation conducted by our Major Incident Review Team, or MERT. MERT critically evaluates, investigates, and reviews highly significant incidents to determine any areas where improvements can be made and determines whether the actions of the involved officers were within policy and consistent with training. If you would like more information on the Anaheim Police Department's use of force policy, please visit us at www.anaheim.net/police. Thank you for taking the time to view this critical incident community briefing.